Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
We do our best each week to bring you tasteful content.
The viewer discretion is advised.
Now enjoy the show.
We begin this week bundled up in Lewis as we'll hit the beach in search of seals.
We'll slide over to Laurel to take in the beauty and fun at Turnpike Tulips.
We get to ride along for a fishing trip out of Nanticoke with Scorchy Talls.
And we'll flock together to Bennett's Pier Beach in search of preservation.
Outdoors Delmarva starts right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show that celebrates our communities, our cultures and traditions, and the places we call home. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch. Jason, you recently celebrated another birthday. How does it feel to be well over the hill now?
You know, my doctor said I'm in phenomenal shape. She's actually a huge fan of the show and mentioned that she was pleasantly surprised at how low my blood pressure was considering, well, you know, you.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here are Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
We may not love a chilly beach day, but seals really do enjoy visiting Delaware beaches in the middle of winter.
I recently attended a program with Delaware State Parks where we bundled up, got a seal lesson, and grabbed binoculars to see if we could spot some of those seal friends.
Seals don't really hibernate, but they do migrate. Our particular population of harbor seals in particular tend to move from northern areas like Maine. I was telling some folks earlier that that's the one place that I've had a seal try to steal my sandwich, where they can go up and they will, have babies and things like that, all the way coming down here in the winter, because often, what do you think they're trying to avoid? I see a hand. Being cold? Freezing? Yes, both of those for sure. They're trying to avoid things like ice, which was tough for them this year because our whole bay froze over. But they're also just trying to avoid being hungry, right? Seals are really capable of surviving cold temperatures. Do we want to go swimming in the water right now? We don't, right? Seals can survive really cold temperatures, but they do need to eat, right? And so oftentimes seals are coming down to the Delaware Bay and actually all the way down to the Carolinas, just sort of chasing food. So I mentioned just offhand that we have gray and harbor seals, right? The ones we're more likely to say it today are going to be our harbor seals. So harbor seals have often been described as dog mermaids. Don't think that's the scientific consensus, but you can kind of see that, right? They're very, for lack of a better term, round and cute. And then we have our gray seals. They, you might have and you might not know, but gray seals have a lot longer of a face. They sometimes sort of call them horse-faced. And when we're out there, we're gonna try our best to tell the difference between these two. It's actually too far to point out, but keep your eyes peeled, like I said. With the water having this light on it, chances are you'll see sort of like a silhouette of the head and maybe a little bit of a gleam. And they can pop up anywhere from here out to the horizon, but if it is an inquisitive one, sometimes they pop up a little closer and we can really get a good look at them.
Why do you think programs like this are so important?
It is an excellent way and like a really friendly and easy way to get engaged with our amazing environment here and all the really cool animals that people don't know about it. Most people don't even know that seals are here.
Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
A sure sign of spring is when you see tulips popping up. and a new tulip field popped up in Laurel. So we thought we'd pop by for a visit.
It's called Turnpike Tulips, and the local owners opened the field to the community, sharing their love for these bright, cheerful flowers. We're here in Laurel, Delaware at Turnpike Tulips. Now, this is a new little endeavor that you guys are on. I'm here with my new friends. Can you guys introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Kelly Dykstra.
And I'm Matt Dykstra.
And they're veterinarians right here at Eastern Shore Veterinary.
Yes, ma'am.
Right here on the highway in Laurel. And when I was looking around on Facebook, I found you guys. Everyone was sharing this. This is a new little adventure for you.
It certainly is.
How did this come about?
Well, I mean, my family's Dutch, and so in Holland, tulips are a big deal, and we've always wanted to go and see them, and so we decided, we should bring them here.
Bring them here. That's so fun.
Delmarva needs a little bit of color.
Yes, and it's spring, and these are perfect for this season, I think.
Yes.
Everyone is so excited about them. So many beautiful colors. How did you know that you'd be good at planting tulips?
Well, my husband's always had a green thumb. I mean, our garden is beautiful. I have fresh herbs to cook with, so I was not surprised that he took onto this very easily.
Yeah, I grew up, working on a farm a little bit, and we wanted something to, look at, and hopefully tulips honestly are pretty easy keepers, I guess.
So I can do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyone
for sure.
can do it.
Sometimes
regular
you have to have delayed gratification for sure. If you you plant them in October and you
When you're very
wait 6
pregnant.
months, and you go, okay, well, I guess they'll come up one day.
I thought, so the soil's pretty good here. Did you check that out?
Certainly, yeah. Tulips need a lot of drainage, and so that's we have a lot of sandy soil, and that's important. Sometimes you have to adjust the pH, and that's pretty easy to do.
So you planted them, by hand?
Yeah, we had a big tractor kind of dig a trench, and then I would lay them all in the trench. Yeah, and then
was
cover
very
them back
fun.
over. It took a while.
Took a while.
A lot of weekends.
We had a lot of bonding time.
Yeah. Every day I'd look out here and I'd be like, dude, we got to do something with that.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah, that's so fun. And then you guys planted them in rows out here. And are they all different kinds of tulips? Can you talk about the different variations?
Certainly, yeah. There's different varieties, and so some come up first. You can really draw out your season, maybe 4 to 6 weeks even. This year being our first year, I said let's just do a mix of everything. Sometimes you could do like this is yellow, this is red, and go that way. But this is our first year, so I just said.
We made it a little
Throw 'em
more
out there.
simple.
You took all the pallets and just shook them up.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We
That's pretty much
like
it.
a little chaos around here,
Yeah.
Kelly.
I love that. Well, now you have a 3-month-old son.
Yes.
Crew.
Yes, he's the light of our lives.
He's so
Certainly.
cute. And you get to hang out here. This weather's been beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And Crew's all about the tulips.
Yeah.
A big reason we did this is we love being outside, and this is a good excuse to get out of the clinic and get back outside under the sun.
Now, for tulips, they don't last too long, right? But
No.
You need to enjoy their beauty for a while.
Oh, for
Talk
sure.
about, so when you planted them, will you have to plant them again?
You can. They kind of come up inconsistently each year. They are annuals. And so if you didn't do anything with them, they would probably come up, probably not as vibrant as this, but some of them would. They're a little bit picky about their soil, for sure.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes when you go out and about, you see random ones just pop
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
that's right.
Kind of
That's
like
right.
weeds, but beautiful.
Yeah, that's exactly
Beautiful
right.
weeds, right? I need more beautiful weeds in my house.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know.
So do you have to water them and everything? Are they pretty low maintenance?
No,
Pretty low maintenance.
that's kind of why we chose.
Yes.
We don't have irrigation out here, so I thought, well, we gotta have natural irrigation, and it worked out really well.
What did you think about the community coming out and showing you guys support?
Oh, it was amazing. Everyone has been so happy and just so welcoming, and seeing all the little kids out here has been a wonderful experience.
Yeah, I've seen so many people share pictures.
Yeah.
And tag you
It's
guys
beautiful. It's like
Yes.
the perfect photo drop.
in it. Right, very picturesque out here. Well, thank you for sharing your love of tulips and your heritage and your background and everything with the community. Thank you for being great veterinarians.
Of course, of course.
Thank
Vaccinate
you.
your dogs.
Well, thank you guys so much for having us out today.
No
All right,
problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws, thanks to Bayside Jet Drive in Berlin, Maryland. Your next adventure awaits at Bayside Jet Drive, one tide at a time.
It was damp and dreary when Fred and I departed the ramp at Nanticoke for the short trip 3/4 of a mile off Roaring Point. We both baited and chummed with fresh herring, and I proceeded to lose the first bluefish after a comedy of rod switching. Fred then got the first fish in the boat, a cat. At the same time, the Maryland Marine Police paid us a friendly visit. The void of a brief lull was filled with a dose of fried chicken. Then the action picked up, with cats and blues taking turns providing that action.
That's a small one. Bossy man.
Then more chum, ground herring this time. Then a blue who did a masterful job of spitting the hook.
He jumped it off too.
What?
Woo!
You lose him, Scorchy?
No, I didn't lose him. He lost me. Did you see him jump out of the water?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a beautiful. I like to see a fish do that. He won the battle. I don't care. That's great.
Let's take another look at that fish in slow motion, winning the battle of his life. One more time, watch just over my left shoulder as a still baited hook goes flying through the air. We fished about 4 hours all told, kept the cats for a catfish fry, and released the blues to fight another day. It was a day that the action was average for this time of year. We'd recommend the Nanticoke right now for a pleasing day of fishing.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is sponsored by Bayside Jet Drive. Online at BaysideJetDrive.com.
Did you know that pollen-based allergies are primarily caused by trees and weeds rather than flowers?
Did you know that pollen can be carried by the wind over hundreds of miles and up to 15,000 feet in the air?
And did you know that the Delmarva Peninsula is right in the middle of the pack for best and worst states for outdoor allergies? Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas being the worst, Minnesota, Maine, and Vermont being the best.
Now you do.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, which is presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Bird lovers across the first state are flocking together for a milestone celebration.
It's the 20th annual Delaware Bird-A-Thon, raising funds to protect wildlife and preserve areas of natural habitat for generations to come.
Let's take a look at last year's events where the Delaware Ornithological Society partnered with our friends at Delaware Wildlands. Thanks for having me out here, and I got a question for you. Where are we?
Well, we are at the end of Bennett's Pier Road here in the Milford Neck area at a parcel of property that we in our society are trying to raise money so that it can be purchased and set aside as a bird sanctuary to allow migratory and nesting birds to have a wonderful space to do their business.
You're saying that you're here to help preserve this area, but how are you actually doing that?
Well, this next week, Delaware Ornithological Society runs our annual Bird-A-Thon. And what we do is across the state, we form teams that go out, and in a 24-hour period, we try to count as many birds as we can. Folks that are sponsoring the team. So, 10 cents a bird, $1 a bird, or whatever people feel comfortable giving. We'll donate those funds to a land trust or some other organization that will manage the land. It could be Delaware Wildlands, Nature Conservancy, other groups. We've had state properties that have benefited from our fundraising. Last week, I delivered a $50,000 check to the Sussex County Land Trust to help acquire a parcel of land in Lewis. That's the last farm in Lewis that hasn't been developed. If we don't have places like this preserved, we're going to lose these valuable species. And I'll also point out, you probably have a lot of hunters in your audience. If you didn't have spaces like this is a factory for black duck.
Oh, okay.
Because they will nest in the marshlands along the little winding creeks. It's also a fish factory because these estuarine, these tidal saltwater pools are where smaller fish can grow, and then that will sustain your population in the Delaware Bay.
Is this the only Bird-A-Thon that you guys have for the year?
This is our major fundraiser for the year. We do one every year. We've been doing it now for about 17 years. Over that period of time, we've raised over $880,000 and preserved over 2,800 acres of wonderful landscape like this.
How can people get involved for next year or really throughout the year?
Well, you can actually go onto our website today, and really through the end of May or in the first part of June, you can make a donation. And there's a little menu item for Bird-A-Thon. It'll tell you all about this property, why it's important, and how you can make a contribution. We have a little bit of friendly competition. We have some door prizes and other things that incentivize people to do more and to beat last year's record. Birders tend to be a little competitive, and so we take that energy and we put it to good use.
If you were to be invited into someone's living room and they said, give us your 15-second elevator pitch as to why what you're doing is important, what would you tell them?
For our own psyches, we need to get out in nature. We need to experience wilderness. You don't have to fly to Montana or to Yosemite to experience wilderness. This is wilderness in Delaware. It has everything that you expect in wilderness. And so, to me, we're benefiting the birds, but we're ultimately benefiting ourselves.
The 20th Bird-A-Thon is scheduled for May 2nd through the 10th, where participants see how many birds they can find in a 24-hour period and how much money they can raise by signing up sponsors to support them.
For more information and to register for this event, go to dosbirds.org and click Bird-A-Thon under Conservation.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
It's time to flip through the photo album and take a look at your latest pictures.
Thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
Lauren, with your segment on seals at the beach, it reminded me that we had quite a few photos from the blizzard. So we thought we'd start things off with Katie Shockley of Milton, who sent us this photo of Grain and Skeeter showing off their blizzard snowman.
10-year-old Devin Wainwright of Frederica really went above and beyond with her giant snowman, who topped out at over 8 feet tall.
The Mariner family of Pocomoke City also enjoyed the February snow, as Landon made himself a farmhand, while Willie said his legs were too short for the amount of snow we got.
Stacy Turnbull of Milford had a pretty famous visitor in her yard, and we don't think we've ever seen a better representation of Olaf before.
Patrick O'Neill of Harbison shared with us this wintry wonderland photo.
As did Mary Gannon of Millsboro.
Linda Gober of Milford had some mourning doves finding the sunny spots on her deck.
Tom Williams snapped this photo of a horse out for a stroll on a farm near Ingram's Pond in Millsboro.
Julie Hannenfeld of Seaford grabbed an action shot of Domino the draft pony playing in the snow.
And Teresa Morris of Laurel may have won Best Winter Sunset Photo of the Year with this shot. Simply stunning.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
And thanks so much for sending in those wonderful viewer photos. If you have a photo that you'd like to submit, you can go to outdoorsdelmarva.com and click the banner at the top of the page or scan the QR code in the bottom corner of your screen.
We look forward to seeing you right back here again next week. But until then, my name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch, and we hope to see you
Outdoors Delmarva.
You've been watching Outdoors Delmarva, a Draper Media production, which is proudly presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Bell Creek Equipment. For farm, home, or fun, Bell Creek is #1. By Range Time. Time well spent. By Hunter Emery State Farm. Your good neighbor in the outdoors. By Rudy Marine, where family boating begins. by Larry's Trading Post, located in West Ocean City with over 2,000 guns in stock. And by Bayside Jet Drive. Your new adventure awaits at Bayside Jet Drive, one tide at a time.